guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Larisa Lili Temperance. I'm here to do the energy check-in for the collective on Twin Flame Journey. I'm going to do specifically on masculine today. I hope all of you are doing well. These energies definitely have been very intense, especially for the collective of the Twin Flames. If you guys have been experiencing, I hope you're resting and drinking a lot of water and taking the time for yourself, as I have been needing to give myself grace as well still. You know, I do feel there is kind of an energetic warfare right now, so do be careful of who you're giving your energy to. I think those who are more sensitive need to definitely do a lot of self-preservation during this time. So we're just going to get into it, one, because I need to do some self-preservation for myself as well, but I have my channel messages, of course, for the masculines. And so in this space, there is a lot of anxiety and fear of change with the divine masculines. And I think the masculines' energy are definitely going through a lot in this time too. That new moon in Cancer has not been easy. So definitely a battle, but a lot of solar plexus, I feel energy here is being activated and affected for them. Their self-esteem and confidence is needed. The reception of clear sentience, right? Inner feelings. So they need to be more receptive of their inner feelings. And I feel this is a challenge, right? Because it's a lot of their emotions are resurfacing very much into devil energy right now, overthinking. And I feel more of an overthinking energy, you know, a negative narrative, kind of allowing the emotions to take over, which then they speak negatively to themselves. Everything and unable to tame their emotions. Some may be lashing out and not understand why, or simply as a defense mechanism, right? And it's where their norm is to, once they shut down, because it's the way their body, energetic body, is designed and conditioned to be to shut down emotionally, and then usually lash out or just really miscommunicate their emotions, and or just don't communicate it in a way that, and this is with anyone, it could be at work, it's just their energy is very uncomfortable. I feel they are refusing to see right now, and I think they kind of again go into this space because it's easier, and they know they have to conquer this, but not being able to feel safe or have anyone to truly share how they feel out of fear of judgment. This is the masculine's constant detriment, right? Because they see showing emotions as a weakness, right? These masculines never showed emotions. A lot of the same story with a lot of these divine masculines. They learn from childhood that emotions are weak. And so they withhold so much emotions. And so they normalize that feeling. And then all of a sudden it's so conditioned within their emotional body, their energetic field, that transmuting that and bringing it to a more healthier place it's a challenge. And so when they fall back into this dark space, they just repeat what they know, and that feels safe to them. And whatever that repetitive pattern, it could be toxic, it could be just toxic friends, going back into just having sexual encounters, you know, drinking, whatever is their coping mechanism is what they do. Their constant challenge is increasing faith, and they have to increase the faith for them to, they have to believe in better. And in order for them to transmute that energy, because the faith is where they when they lose the faith, it's like they go in cycles with this faith. And then immediately when something justifies or confirms an old negative narrative, it's when they'll be like, you see, this is why, or this, you know, they fall really quick to that thought pattern. So they need to learn how not to follow those thoughts and start believing more in their hearts. They are experiencing lots of karma, judgment, judgment day right now. Truly struggling in this space and falling back into old influences and habits. And it's a challenging space. Even you guys may be feeling it. I really do feel it's why I'm feeling so tired as well. I've been having lots of dreams. My masculine has been coming into my dreams a lot in my dream space, and it's just never, I don't feel like it's nice to see him, but I always feel he's unsettled, and so, it's sad. So let's see what the major arcana shift is for the masculines right now. What is the major arcana shift for the masculine spirit? Let's see what source has to add to these messages in understanding our energy right now. Yeah, the sun, and I love it because it's Leo energy. The sun, positive recognition, and out with the old, in with the new. This is the towers. So I'll read the tower first, and this is heaven is showing you a sign that it's time to move in a new direction. Often this is because you're not happy and feel lack of purpose in your life. This is a wake-up call to make change that match your heart's desires and spiritual truths. And that wake-up call is judgment, right? And so the emotions are what's causing all the towers, the lashing out, the repeating patterns. And you know what? I feel like they energetically quickly fall into this knowing that I progressed so much from moving away from these old ways of mine, but here I am. And so there is recognition, right? There is recognition, which is why the sun comes in. And here is congratulations, your plans have worked out perfectly, and now it's your time to shine. Brilliant news ideas will present themselves to you and succeed in all but assured. Express yourself openly and honestly, knowing that those surrounding you are trustworthy. Be open to unexpected opportunities. And I feel what's happening here, the sun is more of this part of here is express yourself openly and honestly, knowing that those surrounding you are trustworthy. They needed to repeat these patterns to shed the light again of their own ways, and also the progression they've made, because the sun means your plans have worked out. You've had progress. Do you really want to be in this energy? Do you really want to encounter these old patterns, these old behaviors? You weren't happy, right? Often this is because you're not happy and feel lack of purpose. There was no sense of direction here. Follow the sun, follow the light, follow the masculine energy. The sun is the masculine energy. Your light is in the sun. And so they need to remember their light is in the sun. That's why I respect so much the sun in the tarot and the strength card. And there goes the world, right? Successful completion, right? Turning the cycle. It's just time. This is a time of incredible accomplishment. You're justified in feeling joy, a sense of completion, and pride in the amazing job you've done. You've been blessed with many spiritual insights. Soon you'll begin a new journey. But for now, take time to bask in the happiness of your dreams coming true. And there goes the death card of letting go. So they need to turn away this cycle. This is a cycle, again, cycling out this behavior, this pattern. So let's see what's in their heart space, Spirit. What is in the... I don't feel that. What's in the masculine's heart space? What's in the masculine's heart space? Yeah, past life relationship. And this was in the bottom, keep an open mind. So the need for optimism, right? There is that connection with the feminine that they so remember, right? Your heart knows each other before. And this is that place of home. And they get lost in that space of knowing, but also fear it, right? Because that remembrance of that space is what also causes the triggers. But the masculines know. A lot of the masculines have awakened. I've noticed it, and I think I picked it up in a Leo reading this past week that we just had, and that one of those readings, the masculines have awakened. So I do feel there is a cycle of masculines awakening to themselves and, you know, the journey. So let's see what the soul's journey is right now for the divine masculines. What's going on with the divine masculines? What are their soul's transitions right now? Self-actualization. You are on the road to achieve your full potential. Understand your core strengths and use them to your advantage. And this is, you know, again, this round of cycle that they're experiencing the old again, is for self-actualization. It's also because masculines always need facts and validation. So yeah, they might have to fall into old patterns to be like, this is why I don't want to be here anymore. And then also it's a test to their core strengths, to use them to their advantage. What are their strengths now? What have you, the sun, it's illuminating how you've also increased and changed, imparting wisdom. Your ancestors are watching over you. What would they do in this situation? Listen, they will tell you. And I feel like the image I'm literally getting from the ancestors is like the tisk, tisk, tisk with their finger, because it's like they know. These group of masculines I'm channeling are very well aware that they are doing this. And you know, they're in this space, and so they need to channel within and really build that that strength within. Trusting the process to cycle things out, and not fear that they're losing not fear losing their old self. All right, so let's see. What else do we have for the masculine spirit? What's going on in their mind space? What's going on in the masculine's mind space right now? Look at the energies in the masculine's mind space. The Nine of Pentacles and the Sun again. So this is confirmation of, again, what they do in their physical life. This is anything in the Pentacles. It's people, places, things, right? And so they're in this constant reinventing themselves. You know, things get illuminated of how they invest their times in people, places, things, right? They need to stand their ground, conflict and defeat, right? Really build up that courage. Is a test. It's a test to how far they've come, because this is the number 7, the inner awareness, the inner knowing, right? The insight you finally got about yourself. You know, the sun illuminates this insight of the self, of where you put your time in. And so they're constantly having this conflict. They go into this in and out, into this cycle of repeated patterns, and it is the detriment, like I said in the channel message, of the masculines. You know, they fall into this pattern, but again, it's the test. These masculines know they're over it. I think they fight it so much, and they have to, you know, here we have crown chakra and patience and planning, and we've got 777, and again, 7 is a spiritual number. So to me, this is a true test of their mind, how far they've come, and they have to they need to pivot. It's a patience, and they have to be patient with their own process, but also plan for the change, right? It's the self, a lot about the self, right? Plan for this change. 2 of Wands with this waiting game, right? Be patient with the self. 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, Nine of Swords. A lot of 999, completion, closing cycle of the world. They have to, this is like, again, their cycle again of what they need to close out the world. But very self-imposed. I do feel that it's so self-imposed, these poor masculines. I don't know what to tell you, feminines, but let's pull some additional layers here. So we're getting more on this material harvest for the masculines. Queen of Swords, sharp and assertive. You know, this is, again, their detached approach. Nine of Wands, trials and tribulations. When they get these trials and tribulations, when they get tired, they get so detached and, again, fall into the ego. The material aspects of life. What else for this Nine of Pentacles? More on this 9. Yeah, the traps of the mind. 8 of Swords, this imprisonment, it's comfort. You know, and it's just out of comfort. Give me more on the Sun. Now the Hermit and what they've learned. All the 9s we've already seen. This is the 4th 9. Soul searching. This is the test of what the light, right, then illuminates. And it's like the answers, the imparting wisdom that they know, that their ancestors, their guides are looking at them and saying, you've come this far. You know, tisk, tisk, tisk. You know what you're doing. The soul searching you've done, you sat with it. You can go and free will, right? They're not going to stop them. So this is where they get to stand their ground. This is the self. Right here with the 7 of Wands. The self. A test of their faith. So we're getting more on the 7 of Wands here. To stand your ground. Three of Swords, right? Test of their faith, of their fears. You know, the things that emotionally put them in this space of heartache, of fears, of resistance, right? Because then they guard themselves too. 7 of Wands can also be a guarded energy. And so they guard themselves, and there goes the divine masculine, right? And there goes the 7 of Wands, which is the defense mechanism, which is what I'm saying. It's out of comfort, right? And what was that channel message from feminines that we said? Yeah. Devil energy, overthinking everything and unstable and unable to tame their emotions. Some may be lashing out and not understanding why, or simply as a defense mechanism. And that's what we have here. Like, they lash out, or, you know, it's they fall into this comfort of old self, old ego, but totally out of the defense mechanism, right? Of comfort and safeness. But this is the comfort. Judgment here, right? This is their wake-up call. Judgment is here. So Spirit, give me more on this conflict and defeat. Queen of Pentacles. And I feel like it's that place of home where it's the remembrance. The defeated energy is the remembrance. Wow. And King of Pentacles in the bottom. Give me more on this conflict and defeat. And you know what? I feel like, oh my God, as I was going to say, this is an alignment here, right? Because we have 2 of the same suit. This is an alignment of the masculine and feminine energy, right? Because the battle here is the constant defeat of aligning their nurturing, their feminine energy to nurture themselves, but to still feel safe and stable. And this is a constant battle, and this is how they fall into this old pattern. We're also getting, and judgment comes back out, the karma review, right? So this is their judgment call, and universal alignment, stars. So it's to realign their imbalance, and it's a wake-up call to how the progression, right? I mean, you want to be the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. It's everything in the physical, but it's also the physical aspect. So where the challenge is of how they show up with what they invest their time, people, places, things, and what nurtures their space, but also what makes them feel safe. And there is comfort in, again, the instability of old behaviors and probably old patterns. And so this is also their judgment. This is the test, right? Their wake-up call, right? Because they know they're not happy. There's still this resistance, right? They go into this resistance of out with the old, like releasing the old. And so here, their ancestors say, hey, here you go. Like, you know better. Do you want to lose how far you've aligned yourself? You've universally aligned yourself to us, to your ancestors, to your guides who've patiently waited this far for you to change, transition with the death energy here, right? To change. We've presented you the opportunity. True test to this soul searching, to all that soul searching, all that illumination. You know, really, really needing to gain that confidence. So let's see what these emotions are, Spirit. What are their emotions? What are their emotions right now? What are some of the emotions the masculines are processing? Conflicted, multiple choices, inconsistency and decisions, resentment, stringing words, bitterness and anger. Yep, clarity, honesty, intentions and truth, drifting, slowly parting, disconnecting, detaching, which is that Queen of Swords. They want to feel detached, and then hoping, waiting, expecting, manifesting. So there's just a loss of hope in their clarity. And this is where they drifted, right? Drifted from the path, drifted from the progress. And then they fall into this resentment, right, of energy, the Three of Swords that we're seeing here as a defense mechanism. They lose patience. Divine Masculine just loses patience here, and that's why they lose focus in this space of hoping. This is the faith I was telling you. It's like their biggest challenge is keeping that faith of change, faith of progress. On the bottom of that, look at this. Only you, fixated, attached, hypnotized. They know, they see you, feminine. You're the home, you know, and here they are with the consequences, cause and effect, suffering the karma, right? Because this is about judgment, karma review, emotional whirlwind, affected, dramatic, unstable. And this is exactly what they fall into, right? With an emotional whirlwind of how they feel. But it's a true test. I want to see, what is Spirit? Just give me one overall energy here for the masculine. Six of Wands. So as an overall energy, you know, this is the optimism, recognizing their successes, but also their defeat, right? Because this is after the 5, after they've been defeated, they've need to recognize, and it's the wands, so it's about their soul, you know, their accomplishments, what they've done. All that soul searching. The wands are about the soul. So that soul searching they've done. They have to recognize that, yes, at times you will be defeated, but can you pick yourself back up, and can you harmonize? Can you stabilize? Your responsibility and loyalty to your journey and your progression, because the Six of Wands are recognizing your progression and how far you've come, and also how far you've evolved. Here we have another Wands, Three of Wands in the bottom. Again, staying optimistic, looking ahead, what's to come. Can you keep that faith? Can you trust the process? You know, it's truly a test. And then we have Justice in the bottom. Again, a test to harmonize, the soul searching here, to harmonize themselves. And it's a true test here. So let's see what the guidance is, and we'll close this reading. Actually, no, I want to see some more blockages here too. Spirit, what are some more blockages here for the masculines? Yep, codependent. Addiction is holding you back. Moving on. Don't look back. You're not going that way, masculines. What a blockage. Jeez. These hold behaviors. It's such a test. This is a test. You don't have to go back that way. It's not the direction to go. And I love that this card shows love here in the bottom, and it shows the number 22. That's the twin number. So this is truly them really understanding that they can repeat these patterns, but is it what they want, you know? So let's see, Spirit, what is the guidance for the masculines? What's the guidance for the masculines? And we'll get a guidance for you too, feminines. What is the guidance for the divine masculines right now? What do the masculines need to know? Education. This is a good time to educate yourself more in what you want to achieve in life. Studying now puts you into the right direction of your life's purpose. Preparation is key. And that's exactly what Six of Wands is. It's a constant preparation, right, of everything you've, all your setbacks, but recognizing and still moving forward. But in order to maintain the Six of Wands, you have to constantly assess the situation, because you can easily fall back into the 5. 6 is just harmonizing. We could all fall back into the 5s again, and then it's old behaviors, but we have to learn ourselves, and masculines have to definitely, this is just a lesson they constantly, unfortunately, are so stubborn and repeat, you know. So what is the guidance for the feminine, Spirit? What is the guidance for the feminines? Patience. Oh, I'm so sorry, feminines. I know we hate this card, but this is our card. Don't rush things, but allow it all to unfold naturally. Time heals almost everything. Give it time. You know, and I am not one to tell anyone wait, because this is not about waiting for your masculine, but this is about you being patient with the journey and what we've signed up for. You know, let's pull an overall energy for you feminines too. I know I made this about the masculines today, but let's see something for you, Spirit. What is the overall energy for the feminines? Please give me one card. Overall energy. I love it, feminines. Thank you, feminines. Always the star for you, right? So this is about you being patient with your journey, your alignment to source, you're constant filling your cup and what things mean to you, what resonates with your star, your north node, because it's always our soul has to wake up to understanding what our north node means to us. And once you check into your north node and you go in and you check in, everything changes. And so it will forever, once you turn that switch, it will forever be a constant change of your outer world and aligning everything within you, your spirit, your waters, the outer world, your mind. You have to be patient with that process. And it's such a test to your journey and your test to your commitment to the stars, your commitment to the source, your commitment to your journey, and your commitment to the soul's progress, right? And if you really believe in this spiritual union, then you understand it's always been about you. You've selected the twin flame vehicle to accomplish this, for your soul to remember. And this twin flame vehicle is a difficult vehicle for ascension. This is why, I never say you're forced to be with your masculine. Obviously, you're in spiritual union with your masculine. You have to understand that's what the star also is. It's to understand this spiritual union. And you're always with your masculine. Your souls are always together. And that is the vehicle of this journey. And so when you meet your masculine in physical, because a lot of you have, but even if you haven't, right? This is where you have to respect the journey. This is the test to you and how much you respect the journey and actually believe in the spiritual aspect of the journey. Because when you recognize you're in this journey, that in itself is the spiritual union. You have aligned to your north node. You have aligned to yourself, your authentic soul. And so that in itself, there is a gratitude that needs to be in existence in your aura, that you are already in union. I know, feminines, but not the easiest journey. And you may ask yourself, why did I choose this vehicle for ascension? Why couldn't I just be like anyone else with a different starseed with a different vehicle of ascension, right? It's the one you got, right? And if it's the one that you believe in, then it's the one you have. But it's a test to your faith and what you believe is in alignment with you. So we're gonna leave it right there, my feminines. Thank you, my divine masculines as well, if you're watching. I love you all. Please like, share, subscribe, click that bell button if you enjoyed my frequency. But with that said, live always relentlessly in striving aspiration. This is the evolution of your soul, and I'm here to nurture you. On to the next message. Bye.